Thank you for looking at this short recap of the wonderful panel discussion we had today as part of the Weave project with experts from across Europe in intangible cultural heritage, culture and communities, metadata, data, and managing organizations who are expanding their understanding of diversity inclusion. We had a very lively panel discussion which covered a lot of areas. We talked about how institutions can begin their work in EDI and looking at intangible cultural heritage. We looked at representational issues through collections and through metadata, and we had a very lively discussion about AI. So I'm going to ask each of the panelists in turn that they will take away from the panel discussion today.
The takeaway for me is that we all are in this together, and you're not, whatever the size of your institution or wherever you are, there are others out there doing the same thing and facing these issues. It's important to start from somewhere, and it's also important to understand your own positionality and the positionality of your staff and institution, and to engage others. You don't know all the answers. You don't know all the different ways that your work is touching people. So engage the communities and spend time on investing in that work.
What I would take away is the importance of making this sharing of knowledge a two-way process, and an evolving process. So the data that's up online at the moment is something that can be added to, and it can be enhanced and sometimes corrected.
So my takeaway from this session, similar to also what Nicole and Tom have mentioned, is the involvement, of course. If we want to be representative of diverse communities and fair representation of the collections that we have, we need to involve communities, and making sure we show that we value the work that they bring as well by, properly funding and getting paid expertise around this as well. So this is the major takeaway that I would, yeah.
I was very happy to participate in this discussion, to share the perspective of the Roma community. And I think that what is most encouraging for me is that there is a broader consensus across different institutions and different types of stakeholders that there really needs to be a change. And I think that the reflection regarding a possible institutional change and how we engage with cultural heritage, how we use digital, and technological tools to really advance for a sense of social justice. And I think that the questions around ethical responsibility, accountability of the work, and the need for contextualization, and most importantly, self-representation as well, is something that's very important. So I'm very energized by this discussion, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, coming from a data perspective, I was happy to hear and take away also that this is not all about censorship. It's really about contextualizing and changing the data that exists to not only help the current, the future generation to understand the context of how things have evolved over time, but really for every user to make the most out of it, without ignoring what has been done in the past, but really put enough context around this so everyone can work with that.
Thank you very much indeed. We have many more questions that we didn't have time to discuss today because the panel session was so lively and energetic. We hope to follow up on these subsequent questions at a later date. We'd love to continue to explore this area, and we hope that you will join us. Thanks very much indeed.